Hey everybody, happy Sunday to all of you watching. Thanks for tuning in to the Cigar Vixen channel for another exciting weekly top 5 cigar picks. These are the cigars that are fairly new to my humidor that I am sharing with you today. So normally I have a tendency to grab a mixture, or more times than not, I tend to leave out the newer cigars and kind of go for like the older ones that have been in my humidor for a little bit. However, I have received some newer shipments lately and I decided to recommend some of the newer cigars that you'll find in many brick and mortars near you. So starting with number 5, we have this lovely offering new to CAO. This is the Mortal Coil. So part of a new series by CAO Cigars. Love CAO Cigars. They're always doing, I mean, Rick Rodriguez is constantly like thinking outside the box, doing really cool things, and I love it. I mean, he really demonstrates the passion that he has for the cigar world in his creations, which are fun. So we have this one, which is the CAO, part of the new lineup, the Arcana. And this one's called the Mortal Coil. So the idea behind Arcana is that it's highlighting some of the vintagey traditions in the cigar world, in the processing of tobacco, kind of combining some of those ideas. So it's something a little different, but this one is highlighting the pretty old process of andullo. Now, there's been some other cigars out there that mention the andullo thing, so I've talked about it in the past a little bit, but it's an old process of how they cure the tobacco. So it's like this huge wooden, it's a palm leaf wooden thing that they wrap the tobacco around, and then they do this whole thing. It's pretty elaborate. So, and I'm sure everybody does it slightly different, but it's kind of like an old school way of curing the tobacco, if you will, but it provides some really beautiful flavors. So this particular one, the Mortal Coil, is featuring a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Connecticut shade binder, Dominican andullo, and Jamestran from Honduras. And then, of course, Esteli, tobacco from Nicaragua, and then Piloto Cubano, grown in the DR. So sweet and spicy, you get a little bit of a creaminess to it. You get the nutty background, and then you get little dabs of cocoa kind of in there. So I've only smoked it once. I plan on smoking more of them, but again, these are some of the cigars that I've received recently, like samples. So I wanted to share those with you guys. I did enjoy this one. It was very rich flavor, and again, I love CAO. He always is doing, really fun things. So moving on to number 4, we have this beauty. I like the little tissue paper around it here. This is the El Rey del Mundo, and of course this is the non-Cuban version of the cigar. So the Honduran El Rey del Mundo. Beautiful cigar, and it's wrapped in this nice little tissue paper here. And I guess I'll take it out so you can see it better. Well, I don't know, because it has, it's interesting because they put this little band on the outside of it, which I'm not sure that I like that, because I like to keep my bands on the cigars. I don't know. But it's different, it's cute. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. But here's what it looks like here. So this little buddy is featuring, there's actually 2 different offerings. There is the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper or a Connecticut broadleaf, which is what I have here. And interesting flavor on it. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't smoked the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, just the Connecticut broadleaf. So you get the kind of straightforward cocoa, coffee bean, a little bit of spice in there, a little bit of earthiness. It leans toward what I would, I guess, call Cubanesque. I think that sometimes that's like a phrase that is used a little loosely out there. I don't really know if this one, because of the Connecticut broadleaf, to me it kind of doesn't really make it a Cubanesque type of flavor, but it still has some earthiness to it, but it's more of like a richer offering, but very nice. It has really good flavor. So the whole Cubanesque thing, I don't know, but I like the flavor, so I think it's good. Moving on to number 3, we have the Cuco, and I did mention this one. This was one that I received in my Stogie Bird shipment, and I have since ordered a couple more because I really like this one. This is from Blackbird Cigar Company. The Cuco is a nice Criollo offering. Beautiful on the flavors, and again, I like this one with coffee. I mentioned it a while ago that this would be like a nice coffee cigar, and yes, it definitely is. So this one has a nice flavorful Sumatra wrapper, Indonesian binder, US and Dominican on the filler. You get cocoa, you get black pepper, it's creamy. It really is nice with coffee, so definitely one that I would recommend that you add to your humidor. Number 2 is this lovely lady here. This is La Gloria Cubana, and it's Spirit of the Lady. And I love the whole package here. This is fun. La Gloria Cubana is, again, this is the non-Cuban version. But I love the band. I love it, love it, love it. They went with this super cute vintage kind of a, what's the word? I always forget. It's like the Great Gatsby feel, Art Deco kind of a feel. Vintage 1920s kind of a look to it. I love it and love the writing. They definitely got all of it. They nailed it. It's beautiful. This looks like something you would see in like an antique store, like framed, this picture that they use. It's just absolutely beautiful and I love it. And I like the coloring. It's a nice little box pressed cigar, beautiful. And it is a nice Olancho San Agustin Honduran wrapper over a Cameroon binder, Mexican, Nicaraguan, and Dominican filler. So this one gives you the kind of like the plum raisin, little bit of cocoa, a little bit of cinnamon. It has a little bit of cedar in it in the background too. Again, just a nice straightforward cigar, not too crazy on the price point. None of these are too crazy on the price point, which is nice. And then this one, again, I really loved the overall presentation of it. I thought it was really, really cute. And then this one, I was super excited. This is the CAO Zocalo, and actually I just realized that I put 2 CAO, so hey, yeah, I like CAO. I didn't even realize that I did that. I forgot that, I don't know how I forgot that this was a CAO. The Zocalo, which I don't know if I did a review now or if it was just in the lineup, but they first launched it in the massive, 60 ring gauge with a different color, different kind of a band, which I actually really liked the band that they used on the first launch of it. But this one's cool because it's like Mexican flag colors, that's cool. So this one is the Zocalo, and it's basically paying tribute to the traditional, like the plazas that you would find in Mexico, like the little square hangout downtown city kind of. I forget how to translate it properly, but it's kind of like just the hangout, like the main square kind of areas. If you guys have visited anywhere in Latin America, they have these in a lot of different regions, but Mexico specifically is known for having these really festive, areas. So that's what it's named after, and it's a tremendous flavor. I love it. The price point is great on it. It's not very expensive at all, but now they have released it as a full-time offering, where as opposed to that a couple years ago, it was just kind of like a limited little run. I was wondering what they did with it because I remember it came out, I got some samples, I was like, yeah, I like this thing, it's really good, except for its super huge ring gauge. That's not my normal go-to. So I was happy to find out that not only did they make it a full-time cigar, but they added some different vitolas, slightly smaller than the 6x60. So anybody else that is in the same boat as me, you'll be happy to see that they have just a traditional Robusto, they have a Toro, and then they still have the massive 6x60 for those of you who like that. It's still there. But beautiful flavor on the Zocalo here. This one has that nice San Andres wrapper, Cameroon binder, Nicaraguan on the filler. So you get the earthy, you get the subtle spice, you get the chocolatey notes, you get a little bit of cinnamon in there. I like it. So happy to see that that's a full-time thing. Definitely check all of these out in your local brick and mortars if possible. I will provide links where you can find them online if need be. But again, always try to support those brick and mortars first. And then if you can't find them there and they can't order them for you, then check it out online. You can find them that way as well. But most importantly, keep those humidors stocked up and ready to smoke, and enjoy your week. Stay healthy and safe, and have a productive, awesome week. Cheers.